Joining us live in studio tonight is Senator Bill Cole, who's hoping to fill that seat. Senator Cole, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Certainly my pleasure.
All right, let's begin with the state budget. The numbers just came out yesterday. We're still looking at a shortfall of $280, but the numbers are improving. So if you're governor of West Virginia, would you explore the idea of raising any taxes?
Well, I don't think anything can be taken off the table. I'm a fiscal conservative, and certainly that's the last thing I think we need to do is raise the burden on the backs of the taxpayers that we still do have in our state. But realistically, never is a long time, so never say never. I think we can find economies in state government, I think, through the executive branch, not through the legislative branch. They don't have access to so many of the things that the governor does, but we're going to work hard on right-sizing, on modernizing state government first.
And taking a look for our viewers out there right now, this graphic that's brought up is letting us know what the numbers are right now. So would you explore any cuts?
Well, I think cuts have to be balanced. I mean, when we're struggling, when we're $250 or $350 million underwater, just as a starting point, that's probably not the best time for cuts. But if there's a way to balance the playing field, if somebody's been getting a free ride and we can give some relief somewhere else, I think we need to look at those things all the time. You know, I'm encouraged that the numbers came in a little bit better than perhaps everybody was expecting. But
sure.
My takeaway from this is consumer sales tax receipts are still way down. And what that indicates to me is that West Virginians don't have a lot of extra money to spend, as indicated by the lack of consumer sales tax. So I think the bad news isn't all there yet. It isn't all baked in. We have some tough sledding.
All right, let's keep moving along. So Donald Trump, you're a big supporter of it. You know, you've made no secret of that. But Hillary Clinton has a real possibility of becoming the president of the United States. You've said on your Twitter page that you would keep her toxic policies out of West Virginia. If she's elected president, how do you do it?
Well, I think you just do exactly that. You know, I look around at all the threats. Federal government's big threat is, we'll quit funding you if you don't do what we say. And yet every time a state stands up to the federal government, the threat never really comes through. So, you know, I mean, it's sort of like, hey, have your attorney general call my attorney general. If it's not right for West Virginia, I have to stand up for the citizens of West Virginia first. And particularly, we look to education. Education is so, not only does the federal government want to federalize our education system and tell West Virginia what's best, but quite frankly, we're very top heavy in Charleston as well as in our state education system. And I believe genuinely, as government closest to the people is best for the people, so are education decisions. And I want to get those decisions down to the county and include the parents.
You're interested in expanding broadband across the state of West Virginia. How do you incentivize or sort of force private companies to do that here in the state? I mean, they haven't really done that in the past. So if you're governor, how do you get these guys to do this? Well,
I think it's my job. I think it's the role of state government to be the facilitator. Now, ultimately, there needs to be a threat, or a threat of maybe the state's going to take this up as their mission. That's enough to scare any entrepreneur into submission, I would think. But I believe that a proper communicator, properly facilitating the meeting, and we can find the areas that we agree on and work from there. But high-speed broadband for this state is so critical in so many areas, and it'll be an incredibly high priority, and we're going to get rolling on it right now.
All right, Senator Cole, 5 days out. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
It's my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
We appreciate it. All right, well, we have reached out to Democratic nominee Jim Justice about appearing for an interview on this broadcast. So far, he has not agreed to come on.